Well, today on Market Journal, we're going to take you to the nation's capital as we ourselves were recently there. Nebraska has 3 representatives in the House. It's Congressman Adrian Smith, Don Bacon, and Mike Flood. On the other side in the chamber, it's Senator Deb Fischer and Pete Ricketts representing the Cornhusker State. All 5 sat down with Market Journal last month to discuss the key issues that they're working on that have the potential, I should say, to impact Nebraska ag producers. Top of mind for each of them was the upcoming Farm Bill. It's a package of legislation passed roughly once every 5 years that has a big impact on production agriculture and on consumers, covering programs ranging from crop insurance for farmers to healthy food access for low-income families. The Farm Bill sets the stage for our food and farm systems.
So I'm anticipating that we're going to get out a good, strong bipartisan bill. It's Senator Stabenow's last 2 years in the Senate. I know she would like to have another good farm bill under her belt. And so we're working a lot. We're having a lot of hearings. Of course, last 4 years we've been working on it.
Fischer says that crop insurance must be protected in the 2023 Farm Bill. That is a topic that Congressman Smith has said he's heard all about.
I think we've got a great story to tell about crop insurance, how effective it is, and the opportunity to prevent the need for ad hoc disaster payments that get pretty messy in a process like this. So if we can avoid that with that steadiness and the calm of crop insurance and that dependability, reliability, I think we're much better off, and taxpayers are too.
That's the sentiment that new Congressman Mike Flood hears as well. He said producers around the state are concerned about possible restrictions that could be placed on crop insurance.
And I had somebody in my office yesterday, actually from Hall County, and he was telling me that, we want the stability that we've come to expect and like from the Farm Bill, especially as it relates to crop insurance. We just want to keep all the other issues from encroaching into what it does and changing some of the basic expectations of the crop insurance program. Maintaining it as is a win.
Congressman Bacon emphasized the importance of making minor tweaks to improve crop insurance, but he's also focused on animal health.
5 years ago, African swine fever wasn't a thing, right? And so we were able to put 5 years ago the foot and mouth vaccine database, or the vaccine bank, so we could be ready in case we had a foot and mouth disease outbreak. And that was my initiative, but I got that from our cattlemen and from our Farm Bureau, that was a priority. We were able to get that in the bill, but we were focused on foot and mouth. Now it's African swine fever. So I think you have to adjust with the times.
Senator Fischer said she has multiple bills dealing with precision agriculture that she is hopeful will be adopted as part of this year's Farm Bill. She's also advocating for a bill that would deal with disaster response from USDA.
Get those payments out sooner, so producers that have been adversely affected by a disaster that's out there, you don't have to wait 2 years to get the help that you deserve to have. So that's just a little bit about the specific things we're working on. We've got a bunch more too, and just looking forward to getting it put together. I think in the Senate we should be able, at least in committee, to get that done hopefully before the August recess.
The newest member of the Nebraska delegation in D.C. said he recognizes the importance of the Farm Bill and its timely passage.
We do it once every 5 years, so I'm confident that we'll be able to work to get that done as expeditiously as possible, because again, it really is important for a huge part of our economy to make sure that our producers are taken care of, and the fact that we got to be able to continue to feed ourselves.
The deadline that lawmakers in both the House and Senate are working with is September 30th. That's the expiration date of the 2018 Farm Bill. Smith said that an extension of the current Farm Bill is something that could happen.
Well, I want to be realistic here. It wouldn't surprise me if there's an extension involved. I hope that we can avoid that, certainly. Getting it out of committee is, just one of the steps. The Senate's going to do their process. House will, we will do our process, and then make that and blend that together before it would come back for another vote and go to the president and sign into law. So it's a process that we shouldn't be afraid of. Sometimes I think all too often contentious issues, or even less than contentious issues, but important issues though that might be a little bit controversial, there's like, let's just save that for later. Well, we can't wait. we've got the expiration coming up. We need to really lean into this and get this done in a timely fashion.
Beyond the Farm Bill, Nebraska lawmakers in Washington, D.C. have their eyes on a few other issues that could impact ag producers. For Senator Ricketts, it's foreign ownership of U.S. soil.
Well, one of the things that we're very concerned about when it comes to those investments in farmland is the sensitivity of where those investments are. Where is somebody buying, like the People's Republic of China, where is somebody buying that land? Is it close to our sensitive military installations? And so we want to really, balance off people's private property rights with national security needs. It's an ongoing discussion right now, but I do think we have to address it.
Finally, a number of lawmakers expressed concern about Mexico's plan to ban imports of genetically modified corn.
The whole issue we see with corn, and especially white corn, with Mexico comes from their president, who has said that he's not going to allow the sale of American white corn, or corn, yellow corn at this point too, into Mexico. And he says because of GMOs. We all know GMOs are safe. Mexico can't produce enough white corn that their population would demand. So this is an odd situation to see it become so political, and the implications for future trade agreements, really the horrible impact that would have. If the United States would allow the president of Mexico to say GMOs are not safe, that's the reason we're not going to import your corn anymore, think of how that affects other trade agreements across the board, I'm happy to say in my conversations with Secretary Vilsack and Ambassador Tai, they have been very, very strong publicly as well as privately that we cannot allow that to happen.
That's a glimpse of some of the conversations we had while in Washington, D.C. as we keep an eye on potential legislation and some of the issues facing the ag industry. My thanks to our Marker Journal crew who had the chance to travel out to D.C. to capture those interviews.